Alright, hey everybody, you're really going to like this one. This lesson is computing these measures of central tendency and spread, all these like annoying calculations, doing them on the calculator. The reality is most of these problems are going to be calculator problems. They're going to be expected to know this, and you're going to be just really, really excited about how easy this is. So I assume you've got your calculator with you. If you don't, then I guess take really good notes so you can check it out when you're in class. My first example. Find the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, range, interquartile range, quartiles, etc. for this. In other words, find everything for this data. If you had to do this by hand, to be honest, the standard deviation alone would, I don't know, should make us cry a little bit. It's really tedious. So enter the calculator, right? This is how we do this. The first thing we have to do, so I guess step one, is we have to enter our data. We do that by using the stat button. Right, so on your calculator over here, if you hit the stat button, it brings up some options, right? The first thing we're going to pick is we're going to pick edit, because I need to edit a list, right? So we're going to go stat to edit, right? Great, next thing we do is we take these data and we enter them right here into, and you can see up at the top it says it's L1, so great, enter your data in. You've got 1, 4, 7, 2, this is the part where you guys fast forward the video because you don't need to listen to me read numbers. And we get all this data put in. Fantastic, we've got it all there, yay. Next thing we do is we go back to the home screen, right? So I suppose I'll put that as another step. Back to the home screen. Bummer, that's another line. Step 3. Step 3, you're going to go back to stat again. This time you're going to go over to calc. So we're going stat to calc, and the first thing there is 1 var stats. Okay. If you hit enter on that, depending on the update level of your calculator, it may or may not have some options here. For our purposes, what you're going to do here is you're just, remember we put all that data into list 1. Right above the 1 button on your calculator is an L1, so you can just do second L1, right? And that's all you need to do, just 1 var stats L1, right? When we hit enter, so let's say we had to do L1 for that. It comes back with this list of data, right? So get ready for awesome. The first thing here on this line, this x bar, 4.88888, that's the mean, right? This next one down, sum x, that's if you were to sum up all of these data points, it's 44, not a terribly important number for us. The next one has sigma x squared, that's the sum of all these things squared, another not that important one. The next two are fairly important. The next two are standard deviation numbers. And what you really need to know is that on your exam, on the IB exam, they want the second one. They want the sigma x equals 2.9606, they want that number. So don't use the top one, it's used for something else, you'll learn about it in a stats class later. What we care about is that second one. Notice a little down arrow here, it means, hey everybody, there's more information. If you scroll down, it tells you, hey, n equals 9, there were n numbers. The minimum number was 1, the first quartile is 2.5, the median is 4, the third quartile is 8, the maximum is 10. They give you literally everything you need here. I suppose the only thing they don't give you are range and interquartile range. So you have to know that for range, you do 1 and 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Interquartile range, you need to know to do 8 minus 2.5 to get 5.5, right? Really, really not a big deal. Okay, so that's how we do this if they just give you a straight set of data like this. There's one other way these questions can kind of be asked, and that is, what if they give this to you as a frequency table, right? What if instead of just one piece of information here and there, what if they give you a chart like this where you have data and there are frequencies for the things? So let's go back to the calculator and I'll show you that. So we sort of, we clear back to the home screen. We're going to go back to stat and edit so we can edit our list again. Right. By the way, I just figured this out. To clear this list, you can go up to L1 and hit clear and hit enter, and it'll clear out the list that's there. Right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to put our data in list 1, and we're going to put our frequencies in list 2. Right. So I'll even write that here. We will enter our data in L1, and we will enter frequencies in L2, right? So that's what I'm asking you to do. So what data do I enter for the range between 0 and 20? Remember we talked about like using representative numbers. Between 0 and 20, my average there is 10. So I'm going to put in 10 for that number. For the next one, I'll put 25. That's between 20 and 30. Then I'll put 35. I'll put 45. And for the last one, between 50 and 80, the average of those two things is 65. So I'm going to put 65 for that one. Then we can hit our sideways arrow to get over to L2, and we just write the frequencies. 11 for the first one, 13 for the next one, 26, 18, and 9. Okay. So again, list 1 has the data, list 2 has the frequencies. Now we go back and we do the exact same steps we did last time. So quit out of this, go back to Stat, go over to Calc. This time we're going to pick 1var stats. And this time we need to tell the calculator not to just use the data in list 1. We need to tell it that my data is in list 1 and my frequencies are in list 2. If your calculator is not updated, like mine is for some reason, you're going to do L1, comma, L2. If your calculator is updated, it'll actually come up and ask you, so where's your data? And then what's your FREQ list? What's your frequency list? And in that one you just tell it, hey, by the way, my frequency list is L2. When you hit enter, it'll think for a minute and then come back and say, hey, yeah, I did that computation for you. The average was 35.58. The standard deviation was 15.31. There were 77 numbers. It'll even go down here and tell you what the minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile. It'll tell you everything you need to know right here. Really, really, really awesome tool. Hopefully that made sense. I know we're on the long side on the videos today. So I hope that you're excited to see that the calculator does this fast and it'll save you some time.